Hey guys, sorry. Gotta tell you, we're gonna do some work with fractions, but it's okay, you're gonna survive. Fractions are really not that bad, okay? Say it with me, fractions are your friend. They're really not that bad, okay? So calm down, finish the video, and then you'll see that dividing fractions is really not that bad. All right, so for this video, I'm going to use my handy dandy whiteboard to show you some examples of how to divide fractions. So dividing a fraction by a fraction, dividing a fraction by a whole number, dividing a whole number by a fraction. So I'm going to do those 3 examples with you. So let's get to work. All right, so I'm here with my whiteboard, and the first example that I am going to do is a fraction 1/4 divided by another fraction 1/2. Now notice up top I have written copy, a dot, and flip. That's how I'm going to teach you. There's other words out there, keep, change, and a few others that I've heard from students, but this is the one that I'm going to use. So the first thing I'm going to do in my problem is I'm going to copy down the first fraction. So 1/4, I'm copying it straight down, keeping it as 1/4. Now the next step is to have a dot. So what I'm doing is I'm changing this division sign into just a dot. Next step is flip. So I look at my third piece, 1/2, and I'm gonna flip it. So now my 1/2 becomes a 2/1. Refresher on multiplying fractions, because now this is a multiplication problem. You just multiply straight across. Numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. So 1 times 2, 2. 4 times 1, 4. You end up with your answer being 2/4, but you're not done yet. 2/4, okay? This can be simplified down to 1/2. So really, your answer should be that 1/4 divided by 1/2 is 1/2. So your answer should be 1/4 divided by 1/2 gives you 1/2. Okay? Okay, this next problem I have for you, we are gonna take a whole number and divide it by a fraction. So for the example, I have 7 divided by 1/3, okay? So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna copy, dot, flip. I'm gonna copy down the very first number, which in this case is a 7. I'm gonna replace division with a dot, which means we're gonna end up multiplying. And I'm going to flip 1/3. So it ends up being 3/1. Now, what do you know about 3 divided by 1? What do I know about that guy? 3 divided by 1 just equals 3. So really, what I'm saying is 7 times 3 is my new problem. So what you need to do is say 7 times 3 equals 21. And that is your answer. So that is how you take a whole number and divide it by a fraction. All right, I've got a new example up on the board. We're still gonna take a whole number 7 and divide it by a fraction, but in this case, our fraction is 2/3. So we no longer have a numerator of 1, I have a numerator of 2. And this is gonna change what I did in the last problem just a little bit. So let's start with copy. I'm gonna copy that first number down, which is 7. I'm gonna replace my division with a dot because we're gonna multiply, and now I'm gonna flip. 2/3 flipped is 3/2. This time I cannot take this and turn it into a nice 3 like I did last time. I know, bummer. So instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the 7 into a fraction. Guys, when you turn a whole number into a fraction, watch. 7/1. Ta-da, I'm done. 7/1 times 3/2. Well, looky there, that's like our first example. 7 times 3, 21. 1 times 2 is 2. I can't simplify 21 over 2. So that is my final answer. So there you go. Okay, I'm at my fourth and final example for you. This time we have a fraction, 1/6, divided by a whole number 5. Same process as last time. I'm gonna do copy dot flip. So I'm copying down 1/6. I'm replacing division with a dot. And now I need to flip 5. Okay, that seems a little weird. How do I flip 5? Well, just imagine 5 as a fraction would just be 5 over 1. So if I'm gonna flip 5 over 1, it becomes 1/5. So now I have 1/6 times 1/5. I multiply straight across and I get 1/30. And that is my answer. Well, I hope that you have been refreshed on dividing fractions, and now you are able to go out and see that fractions are not that bad, especially multiplying and dividing them, right? So have an open mind to fractions. Remember, fractions are your friend.